Again, looks like we have a gazumping on the transfer show. Conor Gallagher, we thought, was going to Villa. Now looks like he's going to Spurs. Carve.
Yeah, just an update from our Tottenham reporter, Michael Bridge. He is saying that Tottenham are close to agreeing a deal with Atletico Madrid to sign Conor Gallagher. Discussions between the clubs are for a permanent transfer. We understand Atletico want around £26 million for the former Chelsea midfielder. He signed for the Spanish club in the summer of 2024 for around £38 million. And he's still got a contract at Atletico until the summer of 2029. I think what's happening here is that this season he's not been playing regularly, especially in La Liga. I think he's only started about 4 games. And of course, the World Cup is coming up. He wants regular football. We know Spurs have got injury problems. So I think on paper, this makes a lot of sense.
Does it, though? Because very good player, though, Conor Gallagher is, Mark. He's not a creative midfielder. Isn't that what Tottenham need?
I think Tottenham need a lot. I think Tottenham need various types of midfielders. But what I think they'll get in Conor Gallagher is a player that will be box-to-box and bring energy and a lot of experience as well. He's only 25 years old, but he's played for England. He's played in the Premier League. How many times have we seen those players that have come over from Europe over the course of the summer in the £3.4 billion that was spent? How many of them have actually had the impact that's needed in their early Premier League career, whereas the risk of bringing someone over who's already played in the Premier League, speaks the language, is not going to have a problem settling in the country and understand the rigours of top-flight football in this country, it lessens the risk that you take as a football club. And this is quite fascinating. We used to say, like, a hijack was almost a phrase that a transfer reporter would use when they'd got some information wrong. You know, they'd be saying, a player's going here, this is what I'm being told, this is where he's going, this is all done and dusted, and then he'd go somewhere else. So instead of turning around and saying, actually, we got it wrong, they'd say, hijack. He's been hijacked. But this feels like 2 Premier League sides that have gone toe-to-toe for the same player. We were going to talk about Aston Villa and their interest with regards to Conor Gallagher. They were interested in taking him on loan initially and then potentially with an obligation to make that permanent in the summer, whereas Tottenham have not mucked around. They've gone straight to the table and says, we don't want him on loan, we want him now, this is what we'll pay. And because he's been lacking in game time for Atletico Madrid, and like Carve said, he's actually played 27 times for Madrid this season. But a lot of them have been in European competition or cup competition. He's not started many La Liga games, which I guess is where the problem lies.
So is the most significant part of all of this that the club are backing the manager, Thomas Frank?
That's a very good point. I think the owners have let it be known that after the Daniel Levy era, they were going to focus on bringing trophies and on-field success to Tottenham. And a lot of the supporters feel like those promises haven't been kept. The Spurs fans are very unhappy at the moment, and they wanted to see something from the club during this window. And I think the injury problems are so bad, and the situation off the pitch is pretty serious as well, that the board felt like they needed to do something. And I think on paper, this is a very, very good move because, as Mark says, this is an exceptional player with Premier League experience. When he went out on loan from Chelsea to Palace, he ended up being the Palace player of the season. This will be a bitter blow for some Chelsea supporters because Chelsea fans loved him. They loved the way he played. They loved his energy. And really, the only reason one of the main reasons he left Chelsea was because of the PSR rules. About the fact that he was a homegrown player and selling him, the transfer fee could be banked as pure profit. So he is a great player, and I'm sure he will have improved having worked with Diego Simeone in Spain as well.
Yeah, very quickly, Mark, will there be any more transfer activity at Spurs?
Yes, one deal that is actually close, the Santos left-back, Sousa. The fee that has been agreed between the two clubs is around £13 million. The structure of the deal, the final details are just being discussed at the moment. He's actually a player that, whilst he's only 19 years old, and a lot of Tottenham fans will be saying, well, you know, is he going to be any good for us now? There is actually a belief within Tottenham that he is someone that can have an impact on this Premier League season. But, of course, is very much one for the future as well. He's also on the radar of Carlo Ancelotti at Brazil. So You know, if he's thought of in those kind of circles, it means he's a real talent. We had Tim Vickery on Sky Sports News last week who spoke glowingly about him and what he'll bring and his energy and the attributes that he has. So, yeah, it could suddenly look like a different picture for Tottenham Hotspur fans tonight. Yes, the injury to Bentancur, but Conor Gallagher, nice and solid. Sousa coming in.
Dragoshin going, yes or no?
Potentially to Roma. We reported from our colleague Sky Italy that Roma's number one centre-back target in this window was Dragoshin. However, Tottenham aren't going to let him go unless they're totally comfortable. And whilst at the moment they have a number of injury concerns, I would put this in the box of keep an eye on it. Nothing close as of yet, but absolutely there is a chance he could go. Just the one appearance so far for Spurs this season. Had a real injury nightmare. Never really got a consistent run in the team. So actually, it probably feels like his time in North London is coming to an end. Roma the likely destination.